House of Wisdom is an expression for a scientific house that appeared in the era of Harun al-Rashid and flourished in the era of al-Ma'mun, pledging to sponsor and translate Greek books on science and philosophy into Arabic. When al-Rashid occupied Amoriya and Ankara, he ordered the preservation of their libraries. Scholars and translators were assigned from Baghdad to choose valuable books. Abu Ja'far al-Mansur was well known about his interest in spreading various sciences, his care for Muslim and other scholars. He created the House of Wisdom in the Palace of Succession in Baghdad. Under his supervision, it became the capital of translation into Arabic. Books in medicine, engineering, arithmetic, and astronomy were sent and translated into Arabic language. During the reign of Harun al-Rashid, a large batch of books came to him after the occupation of Hergla and the province of Byzantium. His agent, John bin Musaweh, had the task of translating books. The House of Wisdom was not limited to translators, but also included duplicators and keepers who handle storing books and volumes, and other staff. The activity of the House of Wisdom reached its wealth during the reign of Al-Khalifa al-Ma'mun, who gave great care, money and time. He used to supervise the House of Wisdom and chose between scholars who are proficient in languages. An entire Roman bookcase was brought from Cyprus by Al-Khalifa al-Ma'mun, who's without a doubt the credit for the prosperity of this institution. The number of workers at the House of Wisdom also increased. It became the first scientific center in the Islamic world after the disappearance of Alexandria School. Historical records mentioned that in order to encourage translators and researchers to add Arabic language works to the library, Al-Ma'mun promised to pay them the equivalent weight of each book in gold. Baghdad was a very prosperous and rich town at the time, which allowed Al-Ma'mun to save money and buy more works, including works from other countries. The House of Wisdom was open to both men and women and welcomed students of all races and religions. Scholars who had been oppressed by the Byzantine Empire were encouraged to study in the House of Wisdom. As a result of that combination, the House of Wisdom had many different languages, including Arabic, Persian, Aramaic, Hebrew, Syriac, Greek, and Latin. Its impact was evident in many areas because it was open to diverse cultures and ideas from all countries. A large number of translators worked in the House of Wisdom, including Yohanna ibn al-Batriq, Al-Hajjaj ibn Matar, Hanin ibn Ishaq, Qista ibn Luqa, Jaysh ibn al-Hasan, and others. Also worked a crowd of scribes, the most famous of whom was Alan Sha'ubi al-Warraq, who was familiar with the lineage of Arabs. The House of Wisdom has a precise system and workers who were paid according to their jobs. There were authors, translators, and transcribers who write. The activity in the House of Wisdom was divided into rooms. There were rooms dedicated to book reading, another for copying books, and a third for studies and discussion. There were music rooms for students' entertainment whenever they are tired of research and hardship. Books were divided into sections according to the language. This is the Persian language section. That's the Syriac. and another is devoted to Greek books. Every section has a supervisor. Everyone returns in their affairs to a higher person. Until that, the activity of the scientific institution then proceeded to subside in the era of Al-Mu'tasim, who admired architecture and urbanization and went out to defend the land of Islam. When Al-Wathiq took the caliphate, he was known for his interest in science and philosophy. He began to hold councils between jurists and speakers. Ibn Bakhtayshur, Ibn Masawayh, Hanin ibn Ishaq, and others were attending, and he asked Hanin to write the book of Issues in Medicine and the book of the difference between food and medicine. When Al-Wathiq died, his brother Al-Mutawakkil ala Allah took over his place and ordered people to leave discussions and arguments and urged them to surrender and adhere to the matters of religion. After the death of Al-Mutawakkil, a group of caliphs alternated on the ruling. They turned away from the interest in science until Al-Mu'tadid Billah came. And among the famous scholars of his time, Yaqub ibn Ishaq al-Kindi and Ahmad ibn al-Tayyib al-Sarkhasi, who was the first doctor to perform al-Hasba in Baghdad. Each of them has a collection of philosophical and scientific literature. The House of Wisdom included leading scholars and translators. Among its scholars in mathematics and astronomy, Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khawarizmi, Musa ibn Shakir al-Khurasani, Yahya ibn Abi Mansur, Amr ibn al-Farkhan. What they accomplished in the House of Wisdom was a solid basis for the emergence of Islamic astronomy. And from this house, astronomers set out to measure the earth in a new and accurate measurement. They made numerous observations in the observatories of Ashamasiyya and Qasyun Mountain. They accomplished accurate astronomical tables, including the Zij known as the examined Zij. The activities of astronomers in the House of Wisdom led to the availability of observations and scientific astronomical material that was a solid basis for the development of the subsequent Islamic astronomy. Thus, the House of Wisdom was a bookcase and a center for translation, authorship, research, and star observation. Among the most important features of the House of Wisdom is the multiplicity of sources, which are ancient books, translations, books written for caliphs, and books that were copied, which made it a scientific complex. The House of Wisdom remained in existence until the Mongols invaded Baghdad, where most of its contents were destroyed at that time.